Hey everybody, Asher here, back with more Hearthstone, where it is a new season. You may have seen that I hadn't posted a Hearthstone video in about a week. Part of it was because I wasn't exactly happy with the video recording quality I had with my more recent video, so I apologize. I never got any complaints about it, but it wasn't really up to my standards from the audio and video fidelity standpoints. But what we have today here, I'm going to be playing some more Freeze Mage, because so far, at least early on, it's probably the most fun that I've had in terms of ranking up this early in the season. And Freeze Mage is something that can technically carry you all the way to Legend, and I do think it is a good deck to have practice with because it makes you have to think a lot way ahead. If you can get good with Freeze Mage, you can get good with a lot of other decks too. And I'll be playing some other decks here before long, but for those of you who don't know Freeze Mage very well, the standard list usually has one Loot Hoarder and one Blood Mage Therissian, but one Loot Hoarder is fine. Obviously, my dogs are drinking to that. So pretty much what you have going on here is this is an attrition deck. You want to hold fast, hold the line, not have your opponent take you down. And we're just going to hopefully see if we can play into that, do pretty well. And we'll kind of talk through it as we play. And hopefully you can see the deck tracker stuff around while I'm recording, because that should help as well. But let us go ahead and get this started. Okie dokie. So we're playing Freeze Mage here. Hopefully you can see the Hearthstone deck tracker on the right here. Typically when you're mulliganing, it kind of depends on class, but some of your strong cards to mulligan for: Mad Scientist, Frostbolt, Loot Hoarder, Arcane Intellect to a lesser extent, Acolyte of Pain to a lesser extent. And there's some matchup specific things that could work out as well. This may be Zoo. He's mulliganed all of his hand, so it's entirely possible that it's Handlock instead. But I'm going to mulligan my entire hand and see if I can do better. Blizzard is about the only thing I debate keeping here. But this is an attrition deck, and I've been practicing with it pretty well, and I've done pretty good with the matchups that you'd expect to do well with, and pretty poorly versus the Warrior matchup. So we'll see how that goes.
Hello.
The biggest thing that I've learned while trying to practice with this deck is that it's better to try and be as greedy as possible. I mean, you want to be smart. I think there's multiple players who play a lot of Freeze Mage who say the number one thing that you can do to succeed at Freeze Mage is just learn how to toe the line between super greed and actually surviving. So we're going to ping once. Oh no, we have a dead hand. When I play the Acolyte of Pain turn 3, if this person knows his decks, he'll know I'm playing Freeze Mage. So it's unfortunate that I don't have a Mad Scientist to put down. That's usually kind of the safe thing, or a Frostbolt to take him on, but it is Handlock, so I did have that correct read. I'm going to play AI because I'm not as concerned about developing my board right now. I want cards, but I do need to count my cards to make sure I don't put those out too hard. So Mad Scientist is good, Doomsayer is good. So far I'm not tipping my hand, other than not having a turn 1 or turn 2 play. So we're going to have some beefy hands here. This is probably going to be a good turn for him to play nothing. He's not even tapping. Well, what I could do here is Mad Scientist Doomsayer to try and deny that play. But since I have a Cone of Cold, I can probably get away with doing this. Like I said, the conservative play would just be drop a Doomsayer, deny his turn 4, but that doesn't really do too much to progress the game. I do have Antonitis in my hand, so I'd love to get at least one Fireball from an Ice Lance. I do have Alexstrasza in my hand, so I may be able to heal up in an emergency. I'm not going to be wanting to take him too far down because it's Handlock. I do want to just do one big burst turn. So I think I'm going to be as greedy as I can and just try and ping. Progress his life total down just a little bit if I draw out any heals that way. Most Handlocks will run one heal bot, or at least they used to. I don't know if maybe there's some updated lists here. So there's the Mountain Giant. Do I care about the Mountain Giant yet is my first question. Or do I want to wait to Cone of Cold Doomsayer or something good? Okay, one Fireball is good. I think it's probably about time we tip our hand, though. So Acolyte. We do have 2 Doomsayers. I'd love to get a Frost in there, but Cone of Cold can work in a pinch. Second Ice Lance, so that's going to be a really good activator with Archmage. If I can get Therissian, that'd be wonderful. Now, I'm not super high keen on the percentages of these matchups to say who, what, where, why, and how, but he has kept all the cards that he's mulliganed. So I'm a little concerned about what that means. Second Giant. So hopefully we can get some Doomsayer value, or we're going to be in trouble. Hopefully he plays another card. No, just a tap. No good reason not to play it slow here. He's going to force out a Doomsayer on me. Got a Pyroblast too, so we are getting some home cooking now. Let's go ahead and cash in this while we can. Should have done that first. Let's test for silence, I guess, right?
My hand is
Ooh, wow, that's a big overdraw there. So that is this is where it's really good that you can see your opponent's hand count just by going over there, but you got to learn to really count your cards every single turn. But I am going to get one secret, and I don't. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could Arcane Intellect and have a full hand, so that is a little bit risky. So does he play anything, or does he just wait? Because he probably doesn't have a lot to play into the Doomsayer, and if he had a silence, he'd be playing it by now, is what I imagine.
So many possibilities.
But when I say before is that, at least the title of this video, it's like playing Solitaire. I don't worry too much about what he has on the board. That 8 damage doesn't mean a lot to me. Really. Twilight Drake. Is he just dumping his hand? Is he Shadow Flaming? Oh, he does have that out. Okay. Well, that is, that does change things a little bit, I guess. Would have really liked a Blizzard there. Now, what is the greediest possible thing I can do here? Because I do have a Flame Strike, which is pretty good. I don't have any secrets up yet, which is not good.
What to do?
I'm probably, unfortunately, going to have to use both of my Ice Lances instead of getting them out from Antonidas. But because I don't have any secrets up, I got to be a little bit more careful here. But instead of fishing for answers, I could just Fireball one, freeze the other, ping this. It lets me continue to play just a little bit. But I think I'm going to go for the second Doomsayer instead. He probably doesn't have more than one. This might not be the right move, but this is why we play the games here, right? Taking down the 18 health. Once again, that makes Alexstrasza a little less strong if I do that, because he's going to want to tap down to certain life amounts anyway. And those are pretty much my one spell activators for Antonidas, which stinks. Like I said, I could have Fireballed, but Fireball, I would have had to use at least one Ice Lance. That's where Blizzard would have been a really nice top deck there. Nicer than Flame Strike. Flame Strike not as strong here. So is this Shadow Flame? Yes. And that is Ice Barrier. Alright, so now I'm in a little bit of trouble. Once again, the fun part about this is that I'm very confident when playing this deck, but it's not a guaranteed win because I don't have the mileage, the experience. I don't know all the matchups really. I think this is only the second time I played Handlock, and I didn't have to use both Ice Lances to make that happen. Like if I'd had an Ice Block up here or something, it would have been very different. But he did have the Silence. He did have the Shadow Flame. And he's probably going to have something else here good in just a minute, so what do we do? I mean, I could dig for more cards. That's probably better at this point. Or just Fireballing. So there's Acolyte. Frostbolt, that's a good top deck. So we'll do this. Now let's see here. That's Ice Barrier again. I don't have an Ice Block on me. If I take... Can I take this much damage?
I wonder.
Because I kind of want to save Antonidas. Let's go ahead and show. Yes, this is a greedier play. I could Frostbolt and try and save my life here. Both my Ice Blocks and one of are kind of at the bottom, which sucks a little bit, but We're just going to have to make it work right now. Okay, double heal bot. That's rough. Okay, can he do all the damage he needs to me right now? At least I can still reset his life total. I mean, thinking a few turns ahead here,
So many
Blizzard would still be the best card. Frostbolting that does. See, it's interesting. We're having to think quite a bit. This is a kind of long game, and he is holding on to something. So Mad Scientist is a good get. Can I actually sneak Mad Scientist in here? Maybe. We're going to go for... If I take him down to 15... Let's see here. He has...
What to do?
It's very likely he has lethal. So I probably am in a position where I'm forced to do this. Alright. So we got to find Ice Block, which means developing Mad Scientist could work out very well. And I still have the Alexstrasza to heal myself if it comes down to it. That's not my favorite play to do with Alexstrasza, but it is a thing. But man, all of my control, you can see the deck tracker on the right. Haven't drawn a Blizzard. Haven't drawn a Frost Nova. Did get my Ice Lances though, so he's kind of flooded the board. I want to be able to punish it. I've been holding on to the Flame Strike for about as long as I can.
So many possibilities.
As right now he has 10 damage.
Almost out of time.
Oh good. Alright. So now he doesn't have the health reset.
My shield for Argus.
Well, that's good news to a point because I don't care about shield for Argus here. However, so I do... This doesn't feel like a Flame Strike turn. This does feel like a Frost Nova turn. Because I can Frost Nova... Let's see here. If I Mad Scientist Frost Nova, that delays him one turn. I can Alexstrasza, and then I'm going to have to get 2 turns worth of spell damage over the top. Because I don't have a way to kill, to just get through that on its own.
I wonder.
I think I can draw into a solution from here. We'll play you. Also play you. And I want to draw now. Because if I'm going to Flame Strike, I'm going to have to pay anyway. Loot Hoarder. Get just the rest of my deck in here. Also, nice thing about Freeze Mage is that it has so much card draw that it can actually keep up with the hand lock. So, a little unfortunate there's no Doomsayer in there, but I've already used both of my Doomsayers. Oh boy. That's interesting. That means, does he have the damage to go over the top? Okay, not really. Alright, well that forces my hand just a little bit. Do I actually Alexstrasza myself here? I don't think so. I'm gonna have to run both of these guys into there, unfortunately. Let's kill you first. Blizzard. Oh, beautiful, beautiful Blizzard. Alright. I don't think I can get myself out of this position too well. without a Flame Strike, so...
I wonder.
Flame Strike first.
Someone's out on me.
Alright, so that's one Ice Block. I think he's outpaced me here, which is unfortunate. Alright, this is what we call officially being in trouble. Okay, second Frost Nova is good. Okay, now if he's carrying any direct damage on him,
What to do?
he can kill himself. So I think the only right play here, I do have enough damage if I can start cost reducing things in a turn or two, is to Alex myself.
I bring life.
So we'll do that. Because I do have... If I can just get him down, he probably doesn't have another heal between both of his heal bots and Jiraxes. Which means the only thing I'm going to have to concern myself with is Mal'Ganis. So he's tapping like a boss.
I wonder.
There's one Molten Giant. Okay, so that means I'm going to have to freeze something next turn.
Almost out of time.
So if he can't heal himself... There's a few schools of thought here. If he can't heal himself at all, then it's probably better for me to go Fireball to the face and
What to
Frost
do?
Nova,
What to
and
do?
then play a little something. Because otherwise he kills me right now. I think that's my best shot at winning. So I guess that's what we do. I mean, unless he has an Earthen Ring Farseer in there. And then I have Blizzard to back it up.
What to do?
Here goes nothing. No need to play the Loot Hoarder because I need the direct damage because I didn't cost reduce.
Someone's out on me.
Pyroblast. There's, wow, Rope Bug. That's new. I'm sure that only happens under specific circumstances here. So, very, very long game. I hope it's okay for you. I'm sure I could have done a lot better with my Ice Lances and possibly been out of this game sooner. But still, it's very exciting because I don't have an Ice Block. If he has another Silence, he actually plays double Owl, which I was not expecting. Maybe that's modern handlock that I don't really know. But I do have the Pyroblast. If he has any kind of direct heal, then... Okay. Please don't... Okay, can't think of anything that'll heal for 2, but there we go.
Well played.
He knows I have the Pyroblast. He has to know I have the Pyroblast.
Almost out of
But that's the joy of attrition, I guess, right? And Dark Bomb. So he did have that in hand, I think. If I hadn't Alex myself, which means sometimes Alexing yourself is the solution here, so... Well played. We'll show him the Pyroblast, but it's nice that I drew into lethal anyway. So that could have been an epic top deck, but instead, Mangusta down. That's why you don't rage quit on Freeze Mage, because oftentimes it goes to the very end. So let me take a quick pause here and we will start the next game shortly, and we'll see if it lasts about as long. So it looks like the Paladins are out in full force. I got interrupted with the call in the last game, which I had to take. So what you missed was me doomsayering on a very good secret Paladin board into, unfortunately, a secret that reduced its health to 1, which is once again amateur hour because I've played plenty of secret Paladin. I should know how to play around it, especially not a loot hoarder in hand. So there's your massive misplay recap, all you really need. Hopefully I can do a little bit better versus Jesus Christ. And that's what I said before. I never proclaim to be the master of these decks. I get comments too sometimes that are just like, huh, you made mistakes. It's like, well, no shit. Why don't you tell me what I did wrong? Just, I'd appreciate in the comments. I do like putting these videos up to have people tell me how I can play better, but actually tell me what you're thinking. So we are going to Frostbolt here. That's a good Frostbolt, and it doesn't tip my hand yet. Alright. Whee! Frostbolt. You do not get the Knife Juggler Dream yet, but you probably have another one in hand, or a Shielded Minibot, or something.
Shields up.
Yep.
Red alert.
And now we just take our time. That's the thing, though, is that I could have won that Secret Paladin game that I played previously had I played the Loot Hoarder before the Doomsayer, because he ended up killing the Doomsayer. I was able to freeze face, too, so he couldn't muster it out. He killed it with a Knife Juggle that had a 33% chance to hit, so obviously it's going to be a 100% chance. So more Secret Paladin, which is fine. I've just got to think through this matchup a little better than I had before. Is it better to AI here or play something that contests the board? Let's play something that contests the board, at least a little bit. Even if it's Avenge, I do have Doomsayer Frost Nova, so I'd love for him to overextend to it. The fun thing about a lot of people playing aggressive Secret Paladin decks is that they are just going to get big Divine Favor plays. In fact, my last opponent got a 10 on the Divine Favor, so he's actually controlling the board. Second Frost Nova. Second Loot Hoarder. Gives me something to do. Not going to kill anything just yet. And we want to save something to drop with this to contest the...
Reporting for duty.
I'm still not that scared. It's technically not that much damage. Did he actually just... Oh no, don't tell me he didn't just destroy his... I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the names of cards. Did he just destroy his True Silver Champion with Muster for Battle? I really hope not, but it looks like that's exactly what he did. Derp. Alright. Well, I'll tell you what we're not doing today. We are not going to be giving him the Avenge there, so we'll play you. We'll play you. And we're probably just going to ping face. Because right now his board is not that threatening.
Who am I?
Alright.
None of your business.
So all the secrets. Hello, Archmage, my old friend. And now we're going to learn from the mistakes of the past. One secret. That secret is Ice Barrier. Now we have 7 mana to counter this. You play you first.
Mind if I roll knee?
Because that's going to counter this secret. Then we Frost Nova. Then we Doomsayer. And we go from there. Competitive Spirit for nothing. Chicks for free, I guess. And he may have an answer to this. He may... I mean, the Secret Paladin list I was running doesn't play Owl, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if more and more people are teching in Owl at this point. Or hell, Kezan Mystic even. I mean, stealing one secret is not that awesome versus Paladin, because the strength of the Secret Paladin is the whole slate of secrets.
I wonder.
But if he drops something on the board, let's see here, there's a Divine Favor. Not the best Divine Favor, but a pretty good one. Okay, your health is reduced from 1 to 1, and you're just going to attack face. Proc the Ice Barrier. Decent. And it looks like I'm throwing an ice block, which is nice. True Silver Champion as well. You all die, 1 redemption. That's not what I wanted. Redeemed? That's unfortunate. That's really not what I wanted. But we'll make it happen. Alright. What's the best play here? Let's just think about it for a second. Now, he does have Noble Sacrifice. So if I kill, this is going to be through spell damage. I do have Archmage on the way. I could get some decent spells between Frostbolt and Ice Lance. So this is probably a good thing to drop just to get a little bit of card draw. Even if he hits it once.
Time runs out on me.
Let's ping the shield on it. And let's just play our ice block now.
Job done.
Alright. It's funny, I actually have no experience with the Secret Mage matchup here. So is he just gonna go all face? He's testing. Pilot Shredder. Alright, so Cone of Cold stops this madness. So that's a positive. Let's go ahead and proc this.
Get down!
Second ice block. Do I just Alex here and go for it? I mean, if I don't Alex right now, what I'm gonna do is Cone of Cold.
I wonder.
And then mini bot, which is very, very passive. I mean, Cone of Cold helps me live just a little bit longer.
Time runs out on me.
I don't know if that's the best play, but that's the play that I'm going with. Anything to increase my life total. He's drawn a lot of cards, so he has a lot of answers. The more time I can spend getting to board clears, the better. It's too bad I don't have Thorician to knock down a lot of stuff here, but the one thing you can count on with this kind of deck is that it doesn't have a lot of burst. That's fine. So Ashbringer is going to be a thing you have to watch out for. Good, good, good. So how do I want to play this then? Because I have double ice block.
What to do?
He has 8, 13, 19 damage on the board. There's an outside chance he can get me to ice block this turn. Let's see what else we can get. Noble Sacrifice. Okay, so that's just going to be up. That's fine. I don't really care about that very much. Oh, good.
Time runs out on me.
I guess in this case, we're just going to see if he has... We're going to test for lay on hands, I guess. That's good. That means there's no lay on hands. That means no Feb, which is very exciting. Oh, goody. Oh, good. I live. Oh boy, do I live. Let's do this. This is like the top deck of the century here. I I technically don't need the Doomsayer there, but I feel like there's not going to be a better time to do it. And it possibly resolves the board. Okay, that draws that. That's fine. So, second Blessing of Kings. Does he have a Kezan Mystic in there is what I want to know.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, let's do our math, shall we? We have 6, 7, 8, 9. We have lethal. Don't even need to figure it out too much.
Well played.
And there we go. So, not bad. Get the win versus Secret Paladin because I didn't screw up the Secret Paladin turn like I did last time. That's a positive. I've had 2 games that have run a little long this go around, but I mean, definitely always open to suggestions and feedback in the comments, so feel free to put it that way. There'll be more Hearthstone in the days to come. Hopefully this recording turned out well. But thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, and we'll see if we can continue to go up this season. See you next time.